Andrew Tate does not know how to get women the way I can get women. He can get women because he's rich and he's powerful. Are you rich and powerful? Are you rich and powerful? If you're not, then don't worry about what he says.
How you get it, but how should a guy get a girl?
Oh, how should a guy get a girl in general?
So you're not talking about
Yeah, yeah. For him, it's easy. Like, he doesn't even need to say anything.
Yeah,
Bam,
he's just
I'm Andrew
look at
Tate.
someone, yeah.
Money, Bugatti.
Come here. Come here.
Come.
Yeah. There's a really long answer to give there, but truthfully, it doesn't matter if it's getting a girl or it's making money or it's getting status. It doesn't matter what it is. As a man, we live in hyper-competitive environments. I don't think enough men understand how competitive the world is. If you want a girl, you're competing against other men. You're not the only man who had the idea of getting that girl. There's no girl you're going to see and go, oh, I'll get that girl, and didn't cross anyone else's mind. Everybody else wants her. You have to outcompete other men. You have to be as competitive as possible. You have to be as successful as possible in all realms. You have to be as good looking, as funny, as smart, as spontaneous, as interesting, as charismatic, as rich as possible. You need to try very hard to be your absolute best. And as you become a better man, you'll crack through different tiers of attractiveness, and eventually you get to the top and you'll be able to have any girl you want. But the truth is, I have a lot of guys ask me, similar to your question, a guy will come to me and go, how do I get a girl? I'm like, bro, you're a loser. Yeah, but I know, but how do I get a girl? Well, you're a fucking loser. You're a loser. Why are you asking me? It's like saying, how do I win a race with a push bike? You're racing Ferraris. What do you want me to do? Yeah. There's only so much you can do. There's only so hard you can pedal. There's only so many tricks and tips. There's only so many game things you can say, so many pickup lines. If you're a loser, it's going to be very, very difficult, and it's going to get harder and harder. The game is rigged to become harder and harder for men. It's not getting easier. It's going the other way. And if you're going to be on a racetrack and there's going to be Ferraris there, and you're going to be on a pedal bike or in a Nissan, you're going to get smoked. That's the game. You have to up yourself. You have to improve yourself. I'm not going to lie to anybody here and say you don't have to improve yourself. You can stay a loser and get chicks, because you can't. Yeah, you can't.
A question. What do you think girls want from men?
Good question. Do you want the truth or a lie?
No, tell me.
Do you want the truth or a lie?
Of course.
Of course, they all say truth. I want the truth. You could just tell me the truth. Then you tell them the truth and they cry. Every time. What women want from men? Well, the first thing we have to understand is that it depends, right? Of course it depends. It depends on how old the woman is, what part of her life she's in, if she's looking for excitement and adventure, or if she's looking for a family and to settle down. It completely depends. But in general, if a woman is going to dedicate herself to a man, then that man has to be all-encompassing. He has to be a man who can fix most of her problems. He needs to provide stability and safety, which everybody knows, but not many people consider that he also has to provide drama for her. He also has to be entertaining for her. If a woman only talks to you and you're the only man in her life, and there's never any drama, or there's never any, I wouldn't say conflict, I'm not saying necessarily start an argument, but if there's never any drama, because drama is excitement, then they're going to naturally try and find drama somewhere else. And that always ends very badly for the man. You don't want them to try and find drama outside of the relationship. Women sit there and watch the Kardashians all day. They're addicted to drama. It's what they care about. Yeah. So if you're a woman's entire world, you also have to be the person who can, you have to shock her a bit. You have to be the person who can upset her. You need to be entertaining, all encompassing from head to toe. Women want to be with a man which keeps them entertained, and a man which they trust, and a man which they believe can fix all of their problems. This is another important thing. If a woman comes to you with an issue and you can't fix it, you'll see very quickly how soon they lose attraction.
Would you ever date a Kardashian?
Me personally, no, I don't.
More than anyone you know. I'm the world champion in this game, but I have more sets in 1 week than any man you know. I promise you, if you put all of you together, I have more sets than you. More quality sets. These are tens. These are the. So how do we get started? Because if I went to class and I was like, okay, Ali, I can only draw a stick figure, and here it is, you'd be like, oh my God, I got a long ways to go. And that's kind of like where you guys are with women, some of you. It's like, whoa, dude. I know a guy who you will go to and say, I'll pay you a bunch of money to draw me and my family or my girlfriend or my dog or me. Keep that in mind. So I don't have that skills, but I know a guy like that. I know another guy that performs in the circus. You know, when you watch his Instagram, he's doing flip, jumping through balls and through hoops and lights. I know a guy who can do that. Ready? Watch. You all know a guy that can make beautiful women fall in love with him. And although some of you can draw stick figures and some of you can do backflips, there's a guy who makes beautiful women fall in love with him. That's me. That's the guy you know. Here I am. That's why we're here. We're here because I know how to speak to the woman. I know how to demonstrate certain things to her that, ready? The finer that she is, the better you're going to be able to get her. You know a guy that makes tens fall in love with him. Literally, they'll do anything for me. Multiple ones. They break the rules. They don't care if I have other girlfriends. They like it. You know, they don't want to talk to other guys. It's a whole different world. So I'm that guy. Now, ready? Remember me watching Karate Kid or me trying to, you know, charm you to give me $5 for a drawing? It won't work. Or me, you know, seeing if I can still backflip. That's still maybe a little impressive to people. So you may know people in your life who get girls, but there's levels to this, bro. And yesterday I was talking to my girlfriends. I said, you know, I'm actually greater than Casanova ever was. I'm greater than Don Juan ever was, because I got to study them. And not only that, they never led men. There's nowhere in their history of leading men. I lead men worldwide, big groups, powerful men. So how do we get started? Because if I went to class and I was like, okay, Ali, I can only draw a stick figure, and here it is, you'd be like, oh my God, I got a long ways to go. And that's kind of like where you guys are with women, some of you. It's like, whoa, dude. But you know what? You want to learn how to draw? Let's get down to it. Grab the pen, grab the paper, let's go. And if some of you who are like fatter and not athletic, I'm going to do a backflip. And he was like, oh, okay, let me see. Can you do a back roll? And you're like, the only roll I can do is kind of like a burrito. I just go this way and this way. And he lays you on your back. You try to bring your legs over your head. Your big fat belly hits your face. You start to suffocate and die. And then you came back down. You tapped out. You tapped out on a roll. It wasn't even jiu-jitsu. He would look at you and be like, oh my. And you're like, but I really want to do backflip. He's like, all right, well then let's get started, fatso. As long as you show up, we'll make progress. But ready? Part of that is maybe you can't have that big belly. Maybe you can't. I've seen fat people backflip all the time. But, you know, they've already been training since they were young. But he would be like, you got to watch your diet. Okay. Same thing. You got to watch your diet when you're going to get a girl. The diet of what? What are you feeding your mind? It's all a state of mind. It's all a vibration. But no freaky looking like me should get at the level of girls that I get. Come on, man. There's such handsome men in the world. I walk down the mall, everyone's all handsome, right? I'm like, that guy's handsome. That guy's handsome. That guy is handsome, right? I don't look in the mirror and go, I'm handsome. I look in the mirror and go, whoa, that's me? What the? There's a language here, okay? There's a way of doing it, and you have to start somewhere, okay? So where do we start? Well, you're going to lay on your back and throw your legs over your shoulder. Can you do that or not for a backflip? Or you're going to grab the pen and paper, and there is that vase right there. I want you to start drawing it right now. Oh, my God, it's going to be terrible. I don't care. You want to learn or not? Start drawing. What if you never played music and you pick up a guitar, and they're like, okay, play this. Doom, doom, doom. And you're like, this is boring. You're a face. Get out of here. You want to learn or not? You're going to have to take it from the beginning, the basic. Okay? So let's get started. So we got to start somewhere. And some of you are, you know, like me, drawing a stick figure or the fat man trying to backflip. But if you show up, we got to do this. So we're going to get started, right? And wherever you are, the difference is what I'm doing. Are you ready for this? Now, I need you to go out today, do some research, especially all the new guys who are not part of my program. What I'm doing, no other man on the planet can do right now. There you go. That's a big claim. I stand by it. That means whatever you think you know, because you studied these chumps, ain't working. You got to drop it, empty your glass, start again. Andrew Tate does not know how to get women the way I can get women. He can get women because he's rich and he's powerful. Are you rich and powerful? Are you rich and powerful? If you're not, then don't worry about what he says.
Now you're on the camera. Yeah. This is going to go out.
Go on. Tell the world I'm horrible.
You're going to both have your opportunity.
They've indoctrinated women into thinking that freedom comes from expression of sexual liberation, 100%. But that only makes you a commodity for men. They think that the world should think the way they think. It's no different to racism.
So let's have your opinions on this man.
Because he never speaks to the man who's not rich and powerful. You know what he says to him? He says to him, go buy some cars, some watches, go get a big house, or, you know, get out of the matrix. Trying. What the I'm trying. I didn't sit in my car today and say, I'm satisfied with this piece of shit. Help me out, nigga, help me out. Give me some words of wisdom besides get out of the matrix, work for yourself. You got to make sure you make your own money, you know? And yeah. I got it. I got it.
That's what the average man really needs to struggle. And I've been saying this has been my message for a very long time in all realms. I've said for a very long time that life for the average man is going to get harder and harder. It's becoming more and more competitive. You need to find more and more ways to stand out and be unique. And the only way to really do those things, unfortunately, as a man, is to suffer.
How? One advice. Well, you got to do something you love to do. Oh, you genius. Son of a... Did that come to you from an alien ship? Was that the future of mankind beaming it's through your skull and your mouth told me to follow your passion? Rule number one, always you keep your word. I knew that as a 5-year-old. You get to the business of how I'm going to make my money. How do I get that going, though? Well, you got to follow your dreams and never give up. Oh, all right, bro. All right. Go back into the self-help section, all right? So I'm not going to do that. I'm going to tell you, start over, okay? Ready? You want to do this? You want to do this right? Be about something bigger than your little life. What I mean by your little life? Your little life is what people can use to manipulate you and control you. That's the living of the day. No, smallness. That's a small mind. First step, you got to have that explode out. You can't. So what are some ways? Let me give you some ways. One, you can and you should. My suggestion, if you want to do it the way I do it, if you do it the way I do it, I can guide you. Because I know all the steps that I took and where you're going to fall or whatever, right? I'm not just saying, get a Bugatti. No, listen, here's the first step. You as a man have to live a spiritual life. Now, I don't care what kind of spirituality you choose. I really don't. You want to be a Christian, a Muslim, a Buddhist? You want to be a Satanist? I don't give a f. Honestly, it makes absolutely zero difference because none of us have the answer to that proven. But there is a proof on one level lower, which is spirituality. Yes, there's proof that if you live a spiritual life, I can show you things that your friends who don't live it can do it. I promise you, there's spiritual laws and thinking and movement that creates this. But I don't know I don't know what's above that. I don't know if it's God or Jesus or an alien or even a guy watching me through a test tube and I'm a little microbe. I don't know. I know that you thinking outside of just your own awareness, one level up, bro, there's somebody higher than you, there's a level higher than you, and it is around. It doesn't mean it's watching you. It just know that there is an existence of intelligence higher than you in the same time space. That's what you got to get. So the first level is to seek spirituality and seek a higher level of evolution and intelligence for oneself, ready, as the main goal in life. Not the secondary goal. The girl goes under that. The girl goes as part of that. Work becomes part of that. Working out becomes everything becomes part of that. And that's why they say, follow your passions in your work. Why? Because through your passion, you can tap into that. The spirit of the thing itself takes care of you somehow. Somehow, when you commit yourself to this thing, things start happening in your life that are unbelievable coincidences that go in your favor when it comes to that. Okay, we've all experienced this. So I tap into that, ready, in relation to women. He does flips, he does drawings, I do women. That's my obsession. And I have a lot of information on it, and I don't stop training every day. I train more than anyone you know. I'm the world champion in this game, but I have more sets in 1 week than any man you know.